Online equals Jehovah. That is a huge revelation. Online equals Jehovah. Internet divides by 3, like really obviously. But online equals Jehovah. And find love in online. Well, you just pop off the O just like you did in Jehovah, and the rest equals love. So both of these equal 69 to the glory of the Trinity. A triple of 23s, which is the 9th prime. Online equals Jehovah. So anything that has ever been online and is online and ever will be online, including this video, is to the glory of the Triune God, who is Jehovah, God the Father, Jesus Christ the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Okay? You've got 3 letters in online, and then we'll just see more 3s in this. In online, 6 letters. 3 that divide by 3, going up in 3s. 9, 12, 15, or in order going down. 15, 12, 9. And then you've got 3 letters that are plus 2 that knit together to make 33 perfectly. So, 33 plus this, the rest is 36, equals 69, equals Jehovah, equals checkmate. Okay, so who owns the online world? Jehovah. God is always online. Jehovah is always online. Call him anytime. He knows more than Google by a factor of infinity. Google does not know the number of hairs on your head. God does. Okay? As high as we will ever get in our knowledge base and our quickness to access a knowledge database, Jehovah knows far more than that at all times. Okay? Online equals Jehovah, though. Okay? And then another revelation I was getting, we just preached on the fact that this was an obvious gem, that the third day of the 3-day competition, Team Canada pulled out all the stops by Archangel, no less, divides by 3. Team Canada divides by 3, English Bay divides by 3, Archangel, the producer, divides by 3. On the third day, record crowd. But we just got some more gems on English Bay, as I was just, after having recorded that video, I just got this appearing in my mind. You've got triple bookending in English Bay. Look at how obvious this is. The E and the Y get married to make 30, 3. The N and the A get married to make 15, half of that, 3. The B and the G get married to make 9, 3 times 3. That's triple bookending, 1, 2, 3 in English Bay. And then you've got 2 letters that divide by 3 here, making 21. And then these guys make a perfect cube of 3, 27 right there, making this 48, a double of triple eights. The center of English Bay. Wow. And it adds perfectly to 102, the first 3-digit all-factor 8 number that divides by 3. English Bay. And that's where the famous firework competition happens every year, called the Celebration of Light now. It used to be called the Symphony of Fire. Sponsored by Honda right now. Honda divides by 3. And then as I was meditating on why we have all of these cameras, you just realize right now why God has ordained all of us to have cameras in our phones, and YouTube, and the internet, and this sharing mechanism for everything that we have seen and captured in His story. It's because God wants all of His children to see all of His glory in all of the earth and worship Him. Like, why do we have the internet? Why do we have screens and data pipes that can ram pictures to us at the speed of light? Why do we have instant lookup searches and Wikipedia and computers that can share all of this imagery and all of these happenings and all of the names of everything in world history and the history of them and the story of them? Why has God ordained this? Because God wants to be worshipped. The greatest commandment is you shall love Jehovah God with all of your heart, all of your soul, all of your mind, and all of your strength. It's an act of worship for us to see the whole picture and to see as much as we can through the channels that God has given us to be able to do that. Just wonder, why all of a sudden do we have everyone with a smartphone that is taking pictures of everything everywhere, capturing it all? YouTube, no one's missing anything. It's like we got a billion reporters on this planet now. Because there's so much glory going on that's being captured and shared, and so people can see so much and worship God. Okay? For all that He's doing. Increasing. Remember that God is infinite. The universe God created itself, straight from the Bible, He says He stretches out the heavens. In Hebrew, literally, He is continually expanding the universe. And that's, of course, what scientists have recently discovered. The universe continues to expand. It's God's way of saying He's always got more up his sleeves. He's infinite. There's always more with God. And that's why eternity is never going to be boring for a single moment, because God is infinite. There's always more. It's hard for us to grasp right now, but it's the truth. So, I love that revelation. Why do we have the internet? Remember, Wikipedia equals truth divides by 3. It's loaded. Okay? Internet is so loaded with 3's. I divides by 3. Next 3 letters, the famous word net, divided by 3. And that word net appears twice in internet. And then the I and the R are 9 plus double 9, half a love. Okay, so then you say the internet, that adds 33 to the party. You got 39 plus 39, 78, plus 27 is 105. A simple set of 15s, and 15 is king for the number 3. In internet, add the word the, you get 138, still divides by 3. The internet. You can also say the worldwide, World Wide Web, WWW. Okay. Now, World Wide Web does not divide by 3, but you can solve it using the law of prime and very easy. But why do we say WWW? Well, really easily, because W equals 23, the 23rd letter, which is the 9th prime, 3 times 3. And you got 3 there. So you got 3. 3 times 3 is WWW. Lo and behold, that equals Jehovah. Let's just get these all together. So WWW equals 69. Online equals 69. Jehovah equals 69. Okay. It's incredible. WWW equals 69. Online equals 69. Jehovah equals 69. So who takes the glory for every single website and every single WWW in the history of the universe? Jehovah. Checkmate equals 69. This is incredible. I am overwhelmed myself here. Checkmate equals 69, WWW equals 69, online, and this is composed of 3 23s. Like, you remember how I've been preaching on the glory of the number 23? Think of Michael Jordan. Every number Michael Jordan wore glorifies the number 3. 23 equals the 9th prime, 3 times 3. Then he wore 45, which divides by 3 and 9. Then he wore the number 9. Okay, this is at the Olympics. And then he wore the number 12 as well, which also divides by 3. I'm talking about some of his Olympic performances. 23, 45, 9, 12, hello. Michael Jordan was glorifying the Trinity every time he was on the floor. Okay. Of course, the highest point shot you can have in basketball is a three-pointer. Three-pointer divides by 3. Three-point field goal divides by 3. From downtown equals holy, holy, holy. And of course, Michael, his first name, divides by 3. You can solve the entire package to the detail. Checkmate equals Jehovah. WWW equals Jehovah, composed of 3 23s. So there's the glory. Each W all by itself glorifies the number 3 because it is the 9th prime. An easy way to remember this is restrooms or washrooms all over the world are marked with either an M for men or a W for women. By Divine Ordinance, there are even similar strokes, just reversed. M equals the 13th letter, which equals the 6th prime. 6 divides by 3. W equals the 23rd letter, which equals the 9th prime, a triple of 3. So when you see an M all by itself, think it glorifies the number 3 instantly. Same thing with the W all by itself. M is the 6th prime. W is the 9th prime, both divide by 3. There are M's and W's on restrooms by the millions all over this planet. So when we look at WWW for the World Wide Web, 23, 23, 23. 9th prime, 9th prime, 9th prime, but genius of geniuses, that adds to Jehovah perfectly. Now try and find 23s in Jehovah. A V and an A is 23. That's obvious, side by side. Can we find another one? If we can find another one, we've already found all 3. Yeah, it's already done. Oh my goodness. Revelation, look at this. HO is 23. So it's not only have we found them, but it's beautiful in their location. And H and an O as in ho, ho, ho. Oh my goodness, now we've just solved Santa Claus. So ho, ho, ho equals WWW. Equals Jehovah. And by the way, Santa Claus divides by 3. Jesus spoke in metaphors his whole life. They're called parables, where he used representations of the likeness of God in metaphor. That's what we can all say. And of course, you solve St. Nick and the fact that he was a real person that gave gifts to the poor, and the true history behind it glorifies the Trinity because he was a Christian man that gave things away at Christmas time. Ho, ho, ho. Of course, if you just say ha, 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 ha is 9, to make 27, the perfect cube of 3. But ho, 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 8 plus 15 for an H and an O equals 23. 23, 23, 23. Ninth prime, ninth prime, ninth prime. That equals www. www. Dot, Wikipedia.org. Ho, ho, ho. 23, 23, 23. Same thing. Ho, ho, ho. www equals, so ho, ho, ho equals Jehovah. www equals Jehovah. Wow, this is a good video. But now look at the 23s that you find in Jehovah. So you can split Jehovah into 3 23s. Remember, in Jehovah, the center letter divides by 3. Next 2 letters make a multiple of 3, 30. Next 2 letters make 6. Next 2 letters make triple that, 18. But now find the 3 23s in Jehovah. The V plus A is 22 plus 1, 23. H plus O is 23. We just did that in ho, ho, ho. And then the final letters, the J and the E and the H, do the same phenomenon as the H and the O, where you got 15 here and an 8 there to make a final 23. So it's like beautiful. It's you capture the rooks of the chessboard, the bookend, so to speak, and you got another pair of 23s in there. So we've just proven mathematically that Jehovah owns every single www in the history of the internet, which is, of course, the beginning of every single URL. Of course, URL, all 3 of those letters divide by 3, URL, 51. And you can solve like hypertext. That HTTP stands for hypertext. The first hyper divides by 3. Text equals Jehovah. The internet, essentially, for most of our concern and most of the truth's concern, is a bunch of text. Hypertext markup language, HTTPS, www.wikipedia.org. Well, H, what does that H stand for? Hyper. Well, the first 4 letters of hyper equals love. And then hyper equals 72. So hype equals hoop. You know how you hear the NBA announcers say all the time, it's not about hype, it's about hoop. Well, actually, it's always about both, because we love the hype and we love the hoop. Well, both equal love. Hype equals love, 54 equals hoop. That's the first 4 letters of any address in the internet. http://www.wikipedia.org or blueletterbible.org. Okay, 2 of the best websites on the internet. Wikipedia.org, blueletterbible.org. Okay. You can go to the classic, blb.classic is an older version. But they all start with love. HY 33 plus PE 21 equals 54 equals love. The first 4 letters of HTTP, effectively, hyper, and then R bumps it up to 72, the famous triple of triple A's. Add the word text. Text is 3 points less than this, dividing by 3. It's too obvious. It equals Jehovah. Hypertext. In 9 letters, 141, a triple of the 15th prime, which is 3 times the 3rd prime. Hypertext. And then you can go higher and higher with all the others. So, too amazing. And so that's so cool. So, oh yeah, and then .com. Like, let's just solve .com, because that's like the most, of course, 3 letters is the standard, but .com is the most famous. Well, how do you solve this one? Really simple. Every single one of those letters glorifies 3. Okay? C equals 3. O is 15, 3 times the 3rd prime. It's basically God's favorite letter to glorify the number 3. It's at the center of Jehovah, God, Holy, Holy Ghost, O, love, okay? O, 3 times the 3rd prime, 15. And then M, like we just said, is 13, all factor 3 number, which is the 6th prime divides by 3. So every letter in .com divides by 3. Now this gets even better. The grand total is 13 plus 15 plus 3 equals the famous 31. Well, 31 is an all-factor 3 number, 3 and 1 being the 2 factors of 3, and 31 boils directly down to 3 by the law of prime. 31 is the 11th prime, 11 is then the 5th prime, and 5 is the 3rd prime. In fact, it takes exactly 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. So .com in 3 letters, each individual one that glorify the number 3, boils down perfectly to 3 in 3 perfect steps to the glory of the Triune God. So the Triune God takes the glory for every single .com in the history of the universe, and there's a whole lot of them. And then, of course, what is this? Oh, it's a dot. Well, the word dot divides by 3. Got the famous O in there as well. Dot is 24, 888 plus 15 is 39. Okay? If you talk about the .com boom, boom is triple 15. 15 plus 15 plus 15. You get the idea. And of course, it was all about a race for the name. Why were people selling web URLs for millions of dollars? Because the name is king. Why is Google so rich? Because people search for the name of something. Oh, I got to call something by its name. The name is king. Okay, well, now it's being revealed that the numbers of the names are the mechanism by which God takes the glory for everything in world history, including people. Okay, so that's why the name of the company is the most important. That's why people rushed upon the words, okay, upon the lips of men, and people were scrambling to register addresses and .com addresses. Like, I remember back in the day when the www.boats.com, it was reported it sold for like millions of dollars. You know, big, famous, obvious words like jewelry, you know, or cars.com, or trucks.com, or houses.com, you know, like, you know, sports.com. Like, all those words were just snapped up because the name is king. The name, what's it going to be called on the lips of men? And so, but God is sovereign over all this. Remember, God owns it all. Let us never forget it's God's story. The days of our lives are not very long, like maybe a maximum of, who knows, 120 years. God could perform miracles in some people's lives. I'm asking God for a very long life, if it's His will, if Jesus Christ carries. But God is in charge of it all. God is making sure that it's all pointing to Him. So you got all these people rushing on these things with excitement, you know, rushing for the gold, rushing for the money, rushing for the names, rushing for the business deal, rushing for it. Never forget that God actually owns it all. We are all just stewards of it for a short season. And so that's why we worship God, and we simply steward what He has given to us, because He can take it from us in a moment. We could die tonight. The owners of any one of the possessions of anything, the owners of Amazon.com, the owners of Google.com, the owners of anything.com, God could just say, it's over. You're gone. And then someone else will come in, or whatever. But God owns it all. And the numbers are the means by which He makes sure He takes the glory for it all, because the story is all about God. Remember, at the end of your life, you die. And then you will stand before God. And God is three persons: God the Father, Jesus Christ the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Okay? And if you have not confessed Jesus Christ as God while you were breathing on this planet, the Bible says that you will go to hell. You will be thrust out of heaven. You will not get in. No matter, no matter how much you did in life, amazingly, I believe that God will even use for His own glory what godless people worked on in life. That's pretty crazy. We can only just study history to see that already being the case. People that died without confessing Jesus Christ as God, and yet the works that they did on this earth still are a part of the story of God, but somehow they got given to another. And they always belong to God, really. Everything always belongs to God. Okay? So the Bible calls it foolishness if we call our lands and our possessions after our own name. Okay? We only recognize that it all belongs to God. We are but short-time stewards of certain degrees of stuff down here. But it all belongs to Him. Okay? Okay, .com. So we solved .com. Like, you can solve .org, you know. O-R-G, 33, that's 40. Third prime times 8, 8 and 3 simultaneously glorified. Lots of letters in there, divided by 3. You know, you can solve all the extensions. Okay? .de for Germany, 3 times 3. It's like, whatever you want. And then, people talk about a web address. What's the web address? Well, just on the lips of men, common phrases in this whole arena. Web address divides by 3. Add, R, ES, this S gets married with, oh no, sorry, it doesn't. Sorry, it doesn't. You can like knit it together with other things. It's a puzzle. It's a big puzzle that you start piecing together, and you just get to see enough of it until you are fully convinced that God is making sure this is all adding up brilliantly. By the way, DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, that's to 201 perfectly. The full birth name of Walt Disney and all Neil Armstrong, first man, all the rest of it. 888 by the law of prime, 201. A triple of 67s, which is the 19th prime, which is the 8th prime. So, online equals Jehovah. This is huge. And I was just meditating. This is a revelation because, man, like if you aren't awakened to this, it's crazy. Like, you just have to see the big picture. It's crazy how many people don't see the big picture. It's like online equals Jehovah equals www. There are people out there that call themselves Christian that think that the internet is nothing that we should be a part of. No way. The internet is for the glory of God. We can see so much that inspires us to worship God as a result of sharing. And just ask yourself the simple question. I was just blown away by this. Why are there so many smartphones now that all have cameras? High-resolution cameras. It's so we can share everything that God is doing. And there's so much sharing going on that all the so-called copyright enforcers can't stop it. They simply cannot stop it. There's too many video cameras out there now that are recording every event under the sun, so that even if the poor people, like, and this is just going to spread, you know, it's just, and it's got to spread, and we got to spread, you know, obviously the internet is fast spreading across the whole world, and the connection speeds are getting faster, and it's like, sharing. It's all for God. It's all for God. You know? But, we solved the word technology the other day. So that's so cool. And the official website divides by 3. Like, you just start knitting together with the word website with all the famous words that go in front and behind. Like, official website divides by 3. Websites, plural, divides by 3. Pretty obvious. The word web, of course, divides by 3. Like, just, sometimes we call it the internet, sometimes we call it the web. You know? Web equals 30. I believe both divide by 15. 39 plus 39. Yeah, internet was 7 15s. And web is 2 15s. 30, exactly. Put web plus internet together and you get 135, which is 3 times 3 times 15. 9 times 15. You know? And then you can sort of split into some 15s, like TEE equals 30, and then you can, the rest, it's not really that splittable, but some. Okay. And then you can solve the inventor of the internet, the Englishman. Okay, that glorifies the Christ because he's a member of the British Empire, which is the Davidic throne, which God promised would last forever and be blessed above all. You can solve his full birth name and the inventor of the internet. That was celebrated, of course, at the London 2012 Olympics. That's a profound revelation for me that online equals Jehovah equals WW. Because I honestly, sometimes I've been a bit resistant to everything and everyone seeming to be online these days. Like, everyone's going online. I think a balance is needed, but, you know, it's obvious to me that online equals Jehovah equals www equals checkmate. It's like I've said before, it's like if Jesus didn't preach against it and say it was sin, if God hasn't called it, said it's sin in the Bible, and it's something that we can do for the glory of God, for efficiency, for pleasure, for the spreading of love, online shopping, you know, Amazon Prime Air, drone delivery to your doorstep at Christmas time, you know, Christmas lights on drones, you know, dropping off presents wrapped in Christmas, you know, yes, let's do it. If God didn't say it's a sin, and we're able to do it, and it's for the cause of love, then it's probably going to happen because God is just going to increase. I believe that God is basically going to continue to overwhelm us, and He's basically going to exhaust the amount of glory that can be squeezed out of all the physical elements and all the, even what He does supernaturally among people, and in this one-shot deal that He's writing, history, His story. Like all the inventions, all the different chemistry combinations and, you know, fibers and compounds and surfaces and materials that are just non-stop, they keep being invented, and robotics and electronics. I believe that when it's all said and done and Jesus Christ returns, it's going to have been like literally the maximum glory fest that God could have squeezed into the elements of the universe from the beginning. But it seems to me that he just keeps gradually increasing this so that we don't worship. We should never worship technology. We should never worship invention. Love is sublime. God is love. Love is the most important thing. Okay? The moment you're spending too much time online, you know, rather than, of course, other things that God, you know, it's just, you're free. But it's awesome. Jehovah, I'm blown away. I'm like, it's like, if people can do it, and they love doing it, and they're happy doing it, that's the key. If people can do it, and it's a blessing, and they're happy doing it, and it glorifies, you know, God and the efficiency of it, online shopping. Tomorrow, I've been invited for an interview at 9 a.m. with Amazon, the largest online retailer in the world, Amazon.com. You know, online, like that, online. Amazon is pretty easy to solve. A plus 1 in front of the gold train of 3s, just like the word God and the word Jesus. In fact, Amazon, the gold train of 3s equals Jehovah. Okay? So, the word God and Jesus start and end with plus 1s. So does the word America, the word Africa, just to name a few examples. They're all over the place. Amazon starts with a plus 1, and your gold train of 3s equals Jehovah. And then this A will get married with all sorts of other words that come in before and after Amazon, because Amazon has a ton of offshoot brands. The most cool one, in my opinion, that's developed right now is Amazon Prime Air. Well, now this A, this plus 1 that was at the front of Amazon, okay, you got two A's to choose from. The bookends make a multiple of 3. The M and the Z make 39. Find love in Amazon. The M and the Z plus the O make love. The bookends add another 15. That's Jehovah, perfectly. And then you've got an A left over. And that's really obvious because there were two A's in Amazon to begin with. It's like, well, we got 2 copies. Someone can have the other. Okay. I mean, that pretty much defines Amazon. We got plenty of copies in stock. Let's share them with the world. Of course, you have to pay for them. But that's righteous. So we got an A left over. And that gets knit together with all the other words. Amazon Prime Air. That's a classic example. Because both of the other words start with plus 1 themselves in the front. Amazon Prime Air. A P is plus 1, and A is plus 1. So at the front of Amazon, you have plus 1. At the front of Prime, you have plus 1. At the front of Air, you have plus 1. That's the exact same phenomenon God ordained in his own name. God, G-O-D. Plus 1, front and back. Gold train of 3s in center. And of course the word God knits together with all sorts of words. One of my favorite combinations is the simple pair of words, but God. Divides by 3, chain linked and bookended with 3s. In 3 plus 3 letters. It's like when all hope is lost. But God. We can't do this, but God can. And then can divides by 3. That's impossible. But God. I don't think that'll ever happen. But God said it'll happen. You're never going to do that. But God said it's going to happen. I don't believe that. But God said it's going to happen. And so it's going to happen. Okay, I love that. But God. So, plus 1 in front of all these words. Amazon. You can feel it on your lips. Amazon. Prime. Air. Plus 1, then divides by 3. 18. So Amazon Prime Air divides by 3. And it's an agent of love. 3 is also a number of connectedness. Transportation. Remember, the third party between 2 points. Okay? The connecting vehicle. The drone is that third party, we say, between party number A and party number B. Say, I need a package here, okay, that needs to come from here. Well, Mr. Drone is the number 3 that connects the dots. Okay? Amazon Prime Air. 1, 2, 3. And they're, from the beginning, they've been advertising that the goal is 30-minute delivery. 30 is an obvious 3. From the moment the person clicks order and the transaction has been processed, they want to get it to their house in less than 30 minutes through an air vehicle, a drone. And because we can do it, and it's not sin, and it's a total efficiency, and it's a fantastic act of love, saving drivers all sorts of time, we don't even need to start. It's awesome. It's an awesome idea because we can do it. It's love-centric. It's efficiency-centric. We should do it. And I was saying to my brother the other day, any invention that is inevitable, and the word inevitable divides by 3, will pretty much come to pass and flourish. There are many sort of quirky ideas that might not, appeal to everyone, but there are certain things that we know are inevitable. For example, the smartphone was inevitable. That we would get the internet in the palm of our hands. That was inevitable. The electric car is inevitable. And the cell phone was inevitable. The zipper, there are certain things, inventions that are just inevitable. And I see air delivery being inevitable because it just saves too much time for everyone, and it's just too joyful. To see a Christmas package just coming out of the sky as if it was Santa Claus. And I even believe God is sovereign over even the stories of fiction that glorify Him metaphorically. We have this fictional tale of a red man in a suit that brings presents from the sky. And he does it quickly and efficiently. He does it all in one night. Well, that's what we're able to do. That's what Amazon Prime Air, Google was on this project as well. Their project was called Google Wing. Both companies have been on this. It's like when God is working through multiple children, at the same time on one thing. And the conclusion of it is that it's inevitable. It's what we call inevitable. That it's going to happen, and it's going to spread, and it's going to prosper. It's just a matter of time, and it's a matter of which children have the greatest faith and sense of delight and adventure to embrace it first, but it's inevitable that it will spread. It's simply inevitable, because you cannot beat a 30-minute delivery that requires almost no gas, no human labor, and no frustration, and no additional traffic in our traffic systems, and it's finally using the open expanse of the heavens, which is the largest untapped shipping ground in the history of man. We've got an open, universal freeway over our heads, worldwide. It is the inevitable place for gift giving. It's inevitable that gift giving, which is the nature of God, will take place in the skies. Skies divides by 3. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. It's obvious. It's just waiting. The timing is God's, but it's inevitable. And the spread of it is inevitable. By the way, by Divine Ordinance, Amazon's stock symbol is AMZN. A plus Z is 27. M plus N is 27. That equals love perfectly. So I'm claiming this company, Amazon, in the name of love. And that this Amazon Prime Air service is going to be a massive agent of love worldwide for the glory of God. And particularly at Christmas time to the glory of Jesus, who is God. Okay, and so, Amazon stock, AMZN. Stock market divides by 3, stock exchange divides by 3, we saw that. AMZN, the stock ticker, equals love. You better believe, when Amazon Prime Air blossoms, and it's successful, and is welcomed, and people start delighting in it, and Christmas presents get sent for the first time using this technology, it's going to be a party. It's going to be a fantastic joy fest. People are going to be sending things to their loved ones with air vehicles, and it's just going to blow them away. Your family back home, your mother that lives in a small town that's never experienced this kind of technology, maybe it'll get that crazy where you can get these long distance flights for an extra charge. And it'll drop it on your grandmother's door at Christmas, and she'll be like, I cannot believe the state of the world. Whatever, Man was born to fly. The air is the dream of man from the beginning. Like, we've got more room in the sky than we have anywhere else. And less friction, and less inertia. It's obvious that we should use the sky to do deliveries. Okay, so I'm excited about being online, and this is we got to get these revelations to other people, because, I mean, you got to be on the ball. It's like God is into technology. If the church and the preachers of the world are not speaking the languages of the technology people and telling them that Jehovah loves that which is online and he loves the internet, then aren't those people going to feel left out? Aren't they going to feel like, man, I can't go to church because apparently all they do in church is they like music. If I'm not a musician, and that's what they call worship when I go to church, if I don't like singing, if I don't like music, then I don't really feel like I belong in a church service. You know, for some reason, it's like this disconnect they know in their soul. It's like for some reason, I have this constant delight in problem solving and computer programming and complex equations. But I don't hear that mentioned in the Bible, and I don't hear that talked about in churches. So I just feel like I'm a weirdo. I feel like God doesn't, like, I feel like I don't understand the God story. But this solves that problem. Okay? Now our eyes are being opened to how Jehovah takes the glory for everything using numbers. And people that have those interests are a part of God's story. Okay? The word upload equals Jehovah. I produce these videos and then I upload them to the internet. Upload equals online, equals Jehovah. All of these words equal Jehovah. Upload. So to upload, Jesus said it is more blessed to give than to receive. That means it's literally more blessed to upload what you've discovered and share it with others than it is for you to watch videos. That's amazing, eh? But that word blessed means happy. It actually brings you more happiness to share something beautiful with the world in uploading a video than it is for you to consume. It's amazing to me. And as you simply give what you have, or you might not even think you have much inside of you, like me, I just start talking, and as we start discussing these words, we just get more. And now we're just lining it all up, and it's just dazzling and it's satisfying. And because it's also an act of giving, it is the nature of God, and God brings happiness in giving. It's just amazing to me how when we just simply give what little we do have in faith, we actually do become happier. And we receive more, and we feel good about ourselves because it's God's promise. Happy are ye, Jesus said. It is more blessed to give than to receive. That word blessed means happy in the Greek, and in the English, blessed equals happy. Do the math. B-L-E-S-S-E-D equals H-A-P-P-Y equals 66. Blessed equals happy. So Jesus says, you will be happier. It is happier for you to give than to receive. It is happier for you to upload videos to the internet than for you to download videos from the internet. It's more happy for you to upload something beautiful that you have to share to the world or give something that you can to someone nearby than it is for you to sit back, watch, and consume. I've always marveled what would happen if everyone just went on a total giving commitment, where all we ever did was commit to giving all the time. How much God would step in and supernaturally boost us all. It would just be a phenomenal experiment. Online Jehovah upload. And then published by 3. Okay. So God likes the internet. And God likes Instagram. Instagram divides by 3. And you can solve the whole package. Seems to me that God likes just about everything that truly brings people together. And that's where obviously we have to be, you'll be led by the Spirit of God regarding online time versus in-person time with others. It's pretty obvious. It's a personal relationship. Okay, that's really exciting. Okay, God is sovereign. This is now an epic video. I think we're going to make a new one. That is incredible.